What's happening, everyone? Pragmatic Addict here. So, I was looking forward to this movie. Has just such a creepy, simplistic, classic horror setup of just your kids looking out the window. They signal you, Mom?
There's a girl in the garden.
Their behavior. The emergency services have been overrun with calls.
In the garden, there's a girl.
You peek out the window, sure enough, there's the most creepiest horror movie looking ass person sitting in a rusty chair directed at your house. No actual story, plot details to go forward with, just the questions of who is this person and what do they want? And this director got some solid work in general under his belt, but from my experience, has impressed me in the horror genre. I was looking forward to seeing what I'd get with Woman in the Yard, and I have just seen it, so let's talk about it. So immediately, not to spoil too much, you do get the info that this film is going to be dealing with a certain level of grief. It's one of those horror movies. It isn't revealed what's causing it immediately. It's mysterious in that way. It's a mysterious setup that seemed to equally match the mystery of the horror that the film seemed to be marketing. And along with that, the whole family dynamic, because of this, the tension, the household, it's just a strong setup and does a solid job making you care for these characters, want to know their story. And from this coming on pretty immediately, I was actually like, damn, I don't need a horror film for these characters. We don't need no horror film for them. Come on! I felt for these characters, the grief, whatever may be causing that, felt believable enough. Though I think the literal introduction of this mystery woman did come in a bit way too strong. Just too much for the mystery of her from the marketing in the trailers, as well as the mystery now regarding this family's background. Where I feel like, in all honesty, the second she was introduced, I was able to start piecing together the story from there on out. And that was really disappointing because, again, how solid the pace and mystery was up to this point, and actually how solid the pace continued after this, it just stuck out like a really sore thumb to me, where it was just a distraction from how solid the movie was otherwise as a mystery and as pacing and as building tension. It felt like they didn't realize how big and even cliche these hints, these clues were, where it actually felt like it was going into spoiler territory. And these hints felt more like reveals than they were actual clues or hints. And I was really trying to figure this out. It was so baffling. I was like, well, maybe it's because this has like the shortest runtime of a movie this year. But again, with how solid the pace was otherwise, the film didn't feel like it was in any rush to tell its story. The horror was also fine aside from this. Things were different enough, various enough, where I was actually like, if they would have just turned down those hints much more, this may have actually been a classic or a standout in Blumhouse's book. I will say though, I do think that once things are actually revealed, the film does actually jump the shark like a lot, regardless of the seemingly big hints that I felt I was able to pick up on and very early on, and regardless of the 85-minute runtime, things do just get really out of hand and really convoluted in the final act, where there was still a big part of me that was like, okay, I would just like to see them start getting to it. Like, let's just wrap this thing up. And in all honesty, I just didn't really understand the ending, which again, I know is really wild for, you know, an 85-minute PG-13 Blumhouse movie, and with all of the potential early, immediate, big hints that I gathered, I felt like it just really jumped the shark in general, but especially for an 85-minute PG-13 Blumhouse horror. And overall, I'm gonna give Woman in the Yard a mixed review. But yes, guys, that is gonna do it for my thoughts on Woman in the Yard. Definitely let me know what you guys felt about this movie for those that do see it. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one very soon. I hope you're all having a great day. Take care.